So as somebody just meep noted, my audio was not working. But as somebody that is hilarious. But anyways, okay, whatever. We're gonna be making some dubstep today. You know, yeah, maybe it's a good thing that my audio wasn't working because yeah, I was saying some interesting stuff before right when this started. Okay, so yes, I'm just gonna go real quick, say this kind of stuff I was talking about. So one thing I learned right now, I'm using TweetDeck for Twitter, and I think TweetDeck was bought by Twitter. But basically, what you can do is you can search for a term or something like that, and then anything that contains those words will be shown. So it's kind of like a feed. So if you want to stay up to date on certain news or stuff like that, then this is a great way. And for example, I have Virtual Riot here because I'm kind of curious. I want to stay up to date with what this guy's up to, and also I kind of wanted to see what it's like to, to be that guy, and this is what his notifications feed would look like, right? Because it's tagged at Virtual Riot, and so this will give you a little bit more perspective of like, why is this person not answering, and the reason is because, he has hundreds of mentions per day, and especially when a person like that would tweet, it's just there's not a chance he can reply to every single thing in there, so it just kind of makes sense like that. Man, I'm glad you're back to streaming. I watched you back in the day when I was young producer too. Yeah, yo, that's awesome, man. Yes, I'm really glad. It's it's a passion of mine. I really love just showing stuff that that I learned, and sharing it is really awesome. And I'm trying to get my act together too. Like I want to eventually start like a small business, with sound design and stuff like that. And so, yes, this is a micro step in the direction for that. So it's pretty awesome. So for today, I had planned to make sort of a dubstep track in the way I would usually make a dubstep track, sort of using samples and stuff like that, and presets that I've made previously, because that's usually the way it goes. So when you make dubstep, so the barrier for sound design is just so high. So the chances of you creating a sort of 7 amazing sounds in 45 minutes is just very low. So yes, so we're gonna get right into it. Okay, so since we're gonna do it just the typical way, I'm gonna put stuff straight on the playlist, because that's just, for some reason, it seems like the most natural way to go about it. And even if you watch other producers like Zomboy, he'll actually put the drums like that on the playlist, which is interesting. I guess MIDI is just not as intuitive, for drums as you might think. I kind of wish I could, do it more in MIDI, but it's just weird. I prefer to see the audio, on the track. Yo, what's up? Been a long time. Yes, it has. Oh yeah, so we're making dubstep today. Yeah. Oh yeah, so I've been making some really interesting sounds like that. So I think you guys can hear that. Yes, you can. Great. So, and one thing I've actually been doing is I started organizing my sounds, because there's a couple of things here. I have my samples where I get like splice samples, pre-sample packs and such, and then I have my self-made folder where I'll really only have stuff that I made. So this is stuff that I have the exclusive license to, let's say, and basically if I wanted to, I could bundle all this stuff up and put it up for sale, basically, right? Because I would own the rights. So this, I think, is very important, just to have your own sound. So I'll show you some of these, because I actually started organizing them, and it's very interesting. I've never seen anybody organize this stuff like that, but basically I have a growl folder, a Reese folder, a screech folder. So I'll show you my screeches. They're pretty. So yeah, there's some different screeches, and just with time, I was able to sort of put a label on it. There's still sounds that I'm like, dude, like I don't even know what to call this thing. You know, just because it's so weird. What's up, $8? Welcome to the stream. Nice to see ya. Good old dubstep. Oh yes. I haven't heard anything revolutionary in a long time. I mean, of course, there's Virtual Riot that has a bunch of IDs that, you know, that I've over listened to, let's say. But yes. Okay. I'm gonna go grab some hat loops. Eventually I'll make my own hat loops, but I tend to be a little bit lazy with these. So yes, this is a pretty common one that I'll use here. Alright, this is just to have something so we can start messing with sounds and sort of arranging things. So in my self-made, I actually, so yeah, like I was saying, I sort of organized these sounds into a best, you know, best basses kind of folder. And so there's lots of options. And you know, it's great really to start from this point, you know, to say, okay, I don't need to create every single sound from scratch. I can literally just, you know, have these sort of ready to go and never heard before as well, which is very, very good, you know? And, you know, one thing, I always thought that, you know, a good sound designer, okay, could make any sound at any moment. And that's just absolutely not the case. So first of all, let's say, like, I know how to make a cooker, like the breaking a sweat screech thing. I know how to make that, right? I haven't made that sound in such a long time, and the reason is because I already sort of mastered it. I have a preset, right? So if I think like, oh, I want this sound, I can just go and grab it. And that's a simple sound to make, right? So I'm not making breaking a sweat sounds all the time, right? So you really have to think like, oh, what's a relevant sound right now that I could make, and sort of the desire of that is going to make you, you know, try to recreate it with, and it's going to give you the right drive to actually go through with it. So yeah, you know, these sounds that I'm using right now have been sort of compiled from the last, like, who knows how long, you know, like years. Okay. So I'm just going to try to grab a couple of options. So, okay, I'll leave stuff on the playlist so I'm not second guessing too much. Yeah. And one cool thing too is if your sort of pattern doesn't end up being a song, you can always bounce it down and turn it into a loop, which is a technique Virtual Riot uses a lot for his, you know, sample packs. So. All right. Okay, I think we'll go with that. Not a huge fan of that. We're gonna go for some different kinds of sound. Oh yeah, everybody's got a variation of this. This is since I think Space Laces came out with that type of sound. This sound actually did catch my ear a little bit. All right. And I just want to hear what. Ooh. All right. Assembling loops right now. This is gonna have to be a little bit louder. So there's a couple ways to go about this. I could definitely do the OTT, you know, saturation sort of thing with a couple of those. So that's actually kind of cool though. It brings out a lot of the reverb. Yo. Okay, let's try that. Alright, this is gonna be more of a fill type of thing. And let's hear that. Okay, that's a bit of a mess. I'm not sure where we're gonna go with this sound, or if it's even gonna stay in there. It is a little bit messy, so could definitely use some auto pan. Oh boy. Okay, it's definitely like that. And phase, is that offset? There you go. The wah wah cut my ears more. Oh, really interesting. Yeah, that's a super like vocally bass. Okay, yeah, this is gonna give me a headache if I leave that in there. That's not good. I still remember somebody, I was making a song with a yoink, and it was kind of just no matter how I EQ'd it, the person just said like, "Oh, this is giving me a headache." I'm like, "Oh, I never thought of that," but you could definitely do that with audio. It's not what you want to do. Okay. Okay. So this, to me, this would be more of like a second part. Okay, and then this is repeating just a bit too much, so maybe we could go with that. You're gonna have to think of something else here. I actually do have an interesting preset that I'm gonna just bring up and we could talk about it a little bit. So this is something that you're hearing a lot. It's kind of these weird alien sort of distorted ring mod. I know it's a mouthful type of sound. So let me just pull this up here. Aha, something like that. So these things are quite interesting. So basically, what's interesting about this is mostly the sample and hold and the ring mod. Oh, there isn't ring mod on this one actually. Here, let's see if I can find another one. Oh my! Oh, here we go. This is this kind of stuff I'm talking about. Yes. Okay, this one is something. Okay, so the source is basically a high FM screech kind of thing. Let's just pull that up real quick. This is the source, and then you just put a ring mod on it. Put a ring on it, and you know, it sounds like that. Just very interesting stuff, and a little bit of processing after. But yeah, and a sub, direct out. And hold on, I think there's actually one more thing going on. It's like this pitch modulation, right? Oh yeah. This is just so interesting, the different variations you get with this kind of thing. Hold on, I have one that actually... Okay, I don't think... Oh, here we go, this is the one. This is just... I don't understand what's going on. There's like a few different LFOs doing different rhythms and that are modulating different things that, you know, you end up just working at something, and this is the kind of stuff you can come up with. So this is just a rate kind of thing, and it just makes for a perfect kind of loop, you know. Do you enjoy using them more as audios than in VSTs? Sounds, I would say I enjoy them more in VSTs, definitely. Hey, what's up, Skill C? Long time, yes. I need to stream more, man. I don't know. Yes, I need some more, like, I need to be more disciplined. I think this is the case for a lot of people. Yeah, so I definitely prefer the preset because you can actually play with it. You can play with the different stuff. When it's a sample, I find it kind of boring, to be honest. for sure. I'm a little bit of a hypocrite here by using samples, but I don't know. I feel a little bit weird about it. But in the end of the day, as long as the result is there, that's what's important, right? So I've actually made a bunch of like demos with preset packs from people like Ivory and Virtual Riot's presets and samples, just for fun, because you know like if I'm gonna buy your pack, it's like, well, I should be able to make music with it, right? And here's another idea I'm gonna throw at you guys. If you want to make something sort of an album that sounds the same, basically what you should do, or what you could do, let's say, is just create a sound palette where you select, 2 or 3 kicks or whatever, or and 2 or 3 snares. You select a bunch of presets and you create yourself sort of a preset slash sample pack, and you say, okay, I'm gonna make an album using this selection. And basically what that does is it forces you to be creative with a certain set of limitations. And if you think about the old Skrillex stuff, it's like, he had a sound palette. Everybody recognized a Skrillex growl or that kind of stuff. So just food for thought. So why you bother in organizing them so much? So the reason I organize my samples and presets, for that matter, because I did start doing that, although it's I don't know how I feel about that yet, but the reason I organize them is because there's so many times while producing where you go like, oh, I want to get this sound, and then you search for 5 minutes and then you just like, I forgot what I wanted to do. So now I know, okay, if I want to screech, I'm gonna go in my self-made, I'm gonna go in my basses and screech, and then I know I can find that sample very easily. And also, a lot of the sounds I make they don't use the right words. So if I search for screech, I might not find the sample I'm looking for because I named it like random sound lol, so that's not useful. So anyways, that was actually pretty cool. Okay, I kind of like that. Alright, let's try that. And we're gonna move. Yeah. I'm gonna pitch it down a bit. But yeah, that's, there's a pros and cons to using audio versus presets, at the same time. Like, you can actually manipulate samples a crazy amount. Like, you can create any kind of sound using any sound, literally from a sample, because you could import it in Serum, get a sine wave out of it, like literally. So you can mangle sounds into becoming very like completely unrecognizable sounds. So there's pros and cons. I noticed though a lot of sounds are created using resampling, but in the sense of shoving it in Serum and then using it as a wavetable. That's still resampling. I mean, you call it what you want, but you just your starting point is now this sort of complex formula that that's what it is. That's what your starting point is. And so I don't call it cheating. I just call it resampling, right? That's it. The stream of. Okay. And interestingly enough, we like to think, I'm going to come up with a brand new revolutionary sound, okay? But the reality is, if you can't create any of the previous sounds that exist, it's like, good luck, man. Because I mean, the previous sounds, a respace has a very specific formula, right? A growl has a very specific formula. And if you haven't sat down and tried to recreate sounds that exist, like, good luck trying to make up a revolutionary sound just, magically. It's like, I'm gonna make an analogy here. Just bear with me. It's like when you're playing poker and you just think that you have the best cards. Every set, every game, right? Every time they deal the cards. It's like, you don't, and you're not special, and God is not gonna favor you, you know, every turn. He's not. You know, it's like sometimes you have to fold, and you know, in sound design, it's like sometimes your sounds are gonna suck, and I mean, you should only bet when you have something. That's another kind of thing. So, and by having something, I mean being able to create quality sounds that, you know, like if you can't do that, then good luck being a revolutionary sound designer. It's like, okay, this is kind of interesting. I'm gonna shove a chain on here. I have a Dubstep's basic chain, which I'm gonna show you guys real quick here. We're gonna see what. Okay, not my favorite. Okay, just OTTs, saturation kind of thing. These chains are not always the best. Okay. We're gonna have to fight with this a little bit. You can hear there's a bit of a ring on this guy. One trick for that is just to turn the Q down. You gotta find the parameter that's causing it, and then you just turn it down, and then you use an envelope to bring it up to the position it's supposed to be. And then when the sound is done, it cuts out because you lower the Q. Just interesting stuff if you're dealing with messy stuff like this. Yes, one important part of dubstep is actually distortion. Like some people, you know, go way too clean with their sounds. They're too sort of safe. And, you know, you got to remember, like, one big part of dubstep is to have it be this sort of dirty, distorted thing, you know? So you can't miss out on that. Being on Twitch, actually, I look at it as being a witch. The more spells you learn to craft, the more powerful you are. Yeah, well, interesting. That's a good point. Although I can't relate with being a witch. Yes. Okay. Right now the snare is sort of making this very weird effect on the sound. Okay, I'm gonna move this a little bit further, and let's see if we can bring one of these. Okay, no. And I'm gonna play with the rate a little bit too. Okay. We're gonna have to duplicate this and then create a variation that is a little bit slower because I'm gonna be playing with a lot of parameters here. So I still want to save the original variation. Okay, so this will go down like that. There's one more. There you go. Okay. Okay, and then this is controlling the volume, so good to know. Okay. Yes. How are you guys doing with the lockdowns and stuff like that? My mic is very quiet. That is not good. Thank you for telling me. Hey, what's up, Sterizo? I didn't notice this is you. Sterizo. Man. This has been a while. Check. Okay. You're right. My mic is kind of low. Check, check. Is that better? I think this is better. Check. Yes, this is better. Woo! Okay, yeah. Okay, we can play with the cutoff since now we know how this sound kind of works. Because we kind of explained it with the screech going into the ring mod. Okay, I kind of want it to go up instead of down. I don't know, this is kind of weird. All right, kind of interesting. Let's move some of this stuff. Okay. Ba 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 ba. All right, and I'm gonna try to make part of this elephant, you know, go automatically without the trigger. Yes, one thing I've been doing a lot is going back in my old presets and sort of just putting a bunch of macros on them, you know, because a lot of them are actually very usable, and it's not, it wouldn't be something that I'd come up with today, you know, sitting in this chair, you know, at this moment. So, you know, it's nice to go back and get that inspiration from, you know, all those formulas and just going in there and just putting macros, you know, just like going, okay, what is making this sound nice, and, you know, what can be done to make variations that are interesting. Because sometimes, you know, if you don't do this, you know, the first 25 knobs you're gonna touch are gonna sound gross, and you're gonna be like, screw it, I'm not making variations, you know. So yeah, yo, thanks guys, appreciate it. Can you turn your compressors on/off? Sure. So the chains are off here. Yes, there's it's definitely slamming the stuff here. Okay. Okay, let's try some. Okay. Oh boy, I went too far. Okay, that's not bad. I'm gonna try to shove a ring mod on there. Or, sorry, there's already a ring mod, eh? Let's try a double ring mod. Just gonna see what that sounds like. Yeah, this is the kind of sounds you get with ring mod. Just as a test, guys, if you guys want to try this out, pick a cool sound out of your presets library and then just shove a ring mod after it and just experiment and see what it sounds like, because, you know, it's a very interesting, you're going to recognize it almost immediately if you listen to a dubstep from, you know, this day and age. That's kind of cool. I don't want to break you guys' ears. Okay, there's something to be done here. That's actually kind of cool. Okay, so it looks like half of these sounds are interesting. Okay, that's kind of interesting. More interesting than anything I'm hearing on Spotify right now. Which is kind of the goal. Yes, yes. I saw you shared Vital on Twitter. What do you think about it? Because I love it as of now. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I haven't actually played with it enough. to make a real interesting opinion about it. I gotta say, it is very smooth. Oh, I pulled up vinyl. Yes, let's just pull it up real quick. So it reminds me incredibly of Serum, just because look, even down to the naming scheme, like it says in it. Like, isn't that exactly what Serum says? You know, but yes. Anyways, very very similar to Serum. They do have interesting functionality, like very interesting stuff. So notably the text to speech, which you can right click here. I have an old version, so there's a new version that came out probably since then. But oh no, why did I do that? I'm gonna write it's VayHoz. Just I want to be child friendly on the stream.
It's VayHoz.
It's VayHoz.
So you can even choose this sort of accent and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. The modulation, very simple, very easy to use, which is always a good thing.
It's VayHoz.
Kind of like phase plant. It's like literally the same modulation as phase plant. We're gonna have it. Yeah, you see, I still need to play around. I don't know which one it is that. Kind of like originally with Serum. There you go.
VayHoz. It's VayHoz.
I guarantee you that people are gonna start using this for pre-drop vocals and stuff like that. Everyone calling it the new Serum. Yeah, exactly.
It's VayHoz.
VayHoz.
It's VayHoz.
It's VayHoz.
It's VayHoz.
It's VayHoz.
But yeah, definitely lots of interesting processing. This kind of processing reminds me of the kind of stuff that was used to create the massive wavetables. Just because it's just such weird processing. It's like you don't have this kind of stuff in Serum, and maybe it's good because you can create a lot of bad sounding stuff with it, but you can also create some interesting sounding stuff, like with any piece of music equipment. So
It's VayHoz.
It's VayHoz.
but yeah, overall I'd say very smooth, very easy to use, and the thing is it's free, eh? So that's very interesting. I don't know how Steve Duda feels about it, to be honest, because it's like literally looks exactly like Serum, but feels this, he does have his own twist to it for sure, and it's hard enough to code a synth, so I'm sure he's probably fine with it. Okay. Let's bring this up. Oh, do I have another note on here? Okay, no. Okay, yeah, I kind of see where this could go. I do find it very, very useful to distract yourself sometimes when you're sort of creating something and you're uninspired, because if you're not distracted, sometimes you can overthink. I'm saying this especially for people who overthink. I'm one of those people, and sometimes it's actually very, very useful to have something else going on. Sometimes I'll check Twitter or something at the same time while I create a song, and that's exactly what's needed, because it kind of I just approach it differently, because I can't think like, oh, this needs to be perfect, oh, this needs to be a hit or something like that, Okay, I got kind of an idea here. I'm looking for WOMP in my users folder. I don't know if I'll... Damn, you see, so this is why... Oh, here. There, this is lucky. I created this. I know Virtual Riot has a preset that sounds exactly like this, and I actually did not even look at it when I was creating this preset, and I haven't looked at it in a very long time, but it's just interesting, to be able to sort of create that just from memory or something like that. So Yeah, so this is gonna be pretty interesting for background effects. Okay, that right now it sounds a bit raw. I know there's some extra stuff going on here. Yo, this reminds me of yeah, the demo song from Virtual Riot's new thing. Which I don't even know. He comes up with new stuff all the time. So. Okay. Okay, yeah, that's kind of cool. Okay, let's hear without that growl. Okay, probably need that. I kind of like this. This is getting interesting. I'm gonna get the sub out of here because can't have competing sub. Like, I like it when it's complicated and messy because then I can sort of find what it is that's messy and just clean it up from there. So I don't mind things getting a little messy, you know, while I'm creating stuff. This is usually how it goes. All right, we could definitely shove a sidechain on here. Okay, and one thing, I've had this idea. Okay, so I used to work as a cashier in a grocery store, and basically one of the things that was extremely efficient was codes. So for example, avocado, I wouldn't, you know, look up avocado or anything like that, and I wouldn't even have to scan it or type, you know, a quantity or anything like that. All I would do is type 4225 and bam, there's an avocado. And bananas 4011, bam. Very efficient. So one thing I was thinking is, okay, so if I want to load up a sidechain, instead of writing sidechain, I could do Control F 41 or whatever, you know, 012, and bam, sidechain comes up, enter. You know, so that's kind of something I was thinking about, because I accidentally named this 2-4 at the end, just because it's dubstep is 2-4, it's not 4-4. So anyways, just some food for thought for you guys who might be as technically, you know, whatever, anally retentive as I am. Oh yeah, it is what it is. This is a Mr. Bill quote, I think. And then you could just route this straight to the LFO tool. I like things to be as simple as could be, so that's why I have a preset for sidechaining. So I don't have to think about that any more than necessary. Okay, now these are pretty typical drums. What I might do is get another snare to get a different vibe. So maybe something more like that. And okay, let's just hear what that sounds like right off the bat. Okay, it's more in the direction I'm looking for. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hot swap this sample. I'm gonna go. I know I have so many like dubstep drum packs, and because I'm kind of lazy at the moment for that. We got the spicy rhythm drums. Yes. Although I think definitely gonna want something dubstepy. Okay, that's not bad. Let's hear that. Okay, that's oh. That's not bad. I like that a lot. Is that gonna make a difference? Yeah, I like that. Okay, that's good. I'm sticking to that. Now, just for fun though. Yo, that's pretty sick. Yeah, these guys spent way too long working on making drums. Nah, that's not good. Okay. Yeah, all these snares work. Yeah. Yo, by the way, Virtual, I put out this little tiny pack of drum samples yesterday. Like a few snares. They are not the best snares, but they're kind of interesting though. So I put them in my snares. Virtual writes Thanksgiving snares. I don't even know if these are usable. I haven't tried. They're metallic-y though. Okay, let's try one of these. Nah. Oh. These are like ringing snares. I said as a joke that snare 3 is like on Twitter. It's like I didn't even download the pack yet. Okay, let's hear this one. That is hilarious. Let's try to layer it. That's kind of funny. I like how it's buttery smooth though as a snare. Okay, I'm gonna have to think about that. Right now we're gonna leave it as it is though. Free pack, yeah, no problem. What's up, Slaughter Girl? Welcome to the stream. The Slaughter Girl. I'd love for a link, please. Okay, it's in my fastest way is in my tweet replies on Twitter. It's at Virtual Riot. There's a bunch of emojis on the tweet. You'll see it. Okay, hold on. What's this? Aha, there you go. That's what I want. There's. Okay, you're gonna get rid of that. And then I think we're gonna get rid of that too. Okay, yeah, that kind of works. And then there's a little bit more messiness here. Okay, yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, I think we're gonna use that and put it here. Okay. We can look into fills as well. I have a bunch of fills in my sort of organized samples list here. Common fills. You know, this kind of stuff. Just anything that I found in my samples that sounds like a fill, I'll just eventually shove in that folder. You know. And then I also have a bunch of loops. So these are very useful actually. So you know, this kind of stuff. Yeah, so, you know, trying to, you know, organize sort of a loop section at some point. Wait, VayHoz, didn't you used to have a bunch of hour-long videos on YouTube? Yes, I did. They're still up. So I actually took them down for a while, just because I was afraid that I said something, you know, that maybe would not help me in the future. But I don't care, man. It's like we all make mistakes. We all say stuff. Sometimes that, you know, it's like I'm willing to take that risk. You know, I was I was like 15, so I think like, you know, 3 years ago I was 12. You know, you don't know anything when you're young, so it is what it is, you know. Okay. Okay, that's a little bit better. Then this here, I think we're gonna mess around with that a little bit. So one problem sometimes we have with hats and stuff like that is you can see you kind of want the ringing out sometimes. And the problem is if you have this big peak and then the ringing is this loud, then you're creating a huge imbalance and so it's gonna sound annoying to your ears. So what you can do is sort of get rid of those transients with a limiter, or people use a transient shaper a lot, like a transient master or something. There's so many, but then you reduce the attack, and what you're left with is the ringing out. And I just want to, I actually haven't even done this myself. I just want to see what it kind of looks like when you record that. But yeah, you can see the huge difference and yeah, let's do even more. Yeah, see, like this is way more usable. That's if you don't want it to conflict with your transients and be annoying, personally annoying. And let's try the limiter wave. Okay, I kind of like that. One thing I might do is, you can do this in Ableton fairly easily, is make the duration last less long. And there's actually a sustain right in my face too, but so this is like super useful. Yeah, there's always a million ways to do everything, so it's just interesting. That's actually one of the reasons I actually bought a few preset packs, is because you know, I like to think, you know, oh, I'm a good sound designer, but you know, I'm not really that good of a sound designer, and so I don't think anyone really is that great of a sound designer in the sense of like, oh, I can make any sound at any moment. No one can do that. So, but one thing I like doing is seeing what other people are doing and what's their approach. You know, I find this something so inspiring. There's nothing more inspiring than that. Just seeing, you know, oh, this is how this person does it, and they're doing it completely backwards for me, but they're getting like a good result still. So very interesting stuff. And I'm always, you know, a little bit self-conscious of like, oh, what if they know something I don't and they can make, you know, better sounds. That's always a thought in the back of my mind, and I think it's the case for a lot of people. I actually used to watch them back when I was fuck I can't read that word. Still into harder dubstep. Yeah, yo, that's awesome. I couldn't really make hard dubstep back in the day though. I would say it's still pretty hard to make hard dubstep, I gotta say. Okay, I kind of liked it a little more dirty there. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that. If anything, it would be more to get another fill and that growl too. There is stuff we can do actually here, so let's see. Okay, so we're gonna take this, and then I'm gonna warp it so it stays in the right timing, and use the Pro for the formant. Oh, that's good. Yo, formant shaping is pretty huge. I have a couple different ways of doing it. There's the warp is literally my go-to though. There's also, I could use Nectar 2 by Isotope. If I didn't have that, probably Alter Boy or Manipulator, which I think is on sale. Guys, always get your stuff on sale. But anyways, yeah, and then there's Contact. If you guys have that, there's a formant feature in there. Okay, let's... Yes. Okay, I'm gonna try to bring out some vowel in here. That's kind of interesting. And I kind of want to do a pitch automation here too. This is not something I do too often. Oh boy, I can't. Clip transposition. Okay, here we go. And 0 is here. So basically we can do this. Oh, okay, that's kind of interesting. I like that. That is a bit low though. And we could start a bit earlier. Okay, here I just got an idea for one more thing here. A tape stop. So bam. Yeah, it'd be nice to have a code just to write like, 1-3 tape stop. Here we go. So yo, I like that. Okay, so down is when it stops and then up is when it goes back. So maybe something like this. Oh, it's kind of interesting. Maybe you could make it a little bit faster. So basically, this sort of shortens it a little bit too. Faster. Is that good? Is that any good? I don't know, honestly. Okay. What do you think about melodic rhythm? I think it's kind of cool. I think the first time I've heard it was Ace Aura, I believe. What's this plugin called? Tape Stop by Kilohertz. Yeah. VR vibes. Oh yes. This guy is like the new Skrillex right now. So, of course, I'm going to be a fanboy. Is it the one by D Blue though, VayHoz? No, it's Kilohertz. No, yes. Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, so KHZ right there. So I had to also sort of find a new alternative because I don't know how long my glitch plugin is gonna keep working. Although I love that plugin a lot. Okay, hold on. So, this sub, I'm not a huge fan. Okay, there you go. I think it'll do a better job if there's no sub in that patch. And I could probably just layer a sine wave. Yeah, this is one of those sounds that has a little bit of bass here, and the reason for that was like, if you make it go fast, it'll have sort of a kick-like effect. And that's actually pretty cool. Kind of like the old yoys. You know, you could have a yoy with a sort of 100 hertz sort of kick. You know, kind of like anyways, I'm all over the place today. Roughneck bass. Do you guys know what I mean? Like that sort of kick-like effect. Why would it stop working? So, sometimes, particularly in macOS, Apple breaks stuff every update. So that's why, you don't update your stuff immediately. Because Apple, so in Windows, they'll try to, keep the same base, like software, the lowest level of software, they'll keep that intact in Windows. But in Mac, they're just going to go like, oh, we want it to be faster, so bam, break, oh, it's going to break that. Doesn't matter. We want it to be faster. We want it to be more efficient. So we're going to do this way, and it'll break, every software that exists, but that's fine because, they'll just have to recode it, is no big deal. So that's what happens with Apple a lot. They recently upgraded to the ARM processor from x86, and so if they weren't running emulation software on the new Macs, they would not be able to run any software from the previous processor architecture. Very complicated. I work in IT, so this is why I kind of I have to listen. I have to pay attention to stuff like that. You've been a fanboy for 6 years. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. Yeah, he's pretty good. He taught me so much about production, and many of you as well. And when somebody does something like that, they just become this very, very busy, in-demand sort of person. So it's very, very cool. Okay, I'm looking for a little sub. Like that. Could distort it a little bit. All right. Or hold up. What if we did an entirely separate sub? I always find that very interesting to do that, because you can be creative in the sub instead of just having the sub follow whatever sound. You know, something like that. That'd be sick. Okay, let's go. This is, yeah, I like doing stuff like that. I'm gonna try to make it kick a little bit. I feel like I need a kick on top of it. Let's hear what that would sound like, I guess. I think I preferred it without that kick. Yes. Yeah, I kind of like that. I don't know about how you guys feel about that. Can't you block auto updates? Yeah, definitely. Like you can, you could not update your machine. You know, that's one way to go about it. But then you have the security risk of exploits. You know, unpatched exploits, which is not. You know, sometimes you just have to go ahead with technology just to protect yourself. You know, it's like if you don't update your iPhone for like, you know, I don't know, a year, maybe you're gonna go to that one. Sorry, somebody just, oh damn, somebody just called me Sleepy Joe. Okay, but yeah, so well, I forgot what I was talking about, man. Yeah, if you don't update your phone for 1 year, and you know you could go to a conference or an event sometime, and somebody could identify your phone, you know, push some malware onto it, or just exploit something, or get some information that they weren't supposed to get, or you're gonna visit some web page, and you know they're gonna install something or run something, and you know it's just you gotta update your stuff, man. You know, it's just there's no way around it. All right. Okay, I'm gonna have to include more notes here. All right, we're gonna go and play in here, just to bypass the MIDI that's there right now. Okay. That was kind of cool. And then yeah, the sub kind of does a different thing. Okay, now the only problem right now is that the sidechain is not affecting the sub, so I'll just move the sidechain up in the group there and group the sub in that group. So another possibility here is just to do a straight up like, oh, hold on, is to do a straight up like pitch bend, something like that. That could be another variation, I guess. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I do that on purpose to jailbreak my phone. Block auto updates. Interesting. Okay, well, you know, to each their own. I actually used to jailbreak my Apple devices. I used to have a iPod Touch, and it was just to get extra functionality and stuff like that. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Okay, did you guys... So one thing I try to do a lot in my music is to make it interesting, but in a way that, you know, you could re-listen to it, you know, 25, 50 times and not get tired of it, okay? Because, you know, sometimes you'll hear a song, and I'll give you guys a good example of a song like that, okay? So, oh my god. Like, ooh, nanae. Okay, Jax Jones. Oh, you don't know me. Okay, this song here. Okay. This song is pretty good, okay? And I don't want to play it because the copyright systems are a mess. But just look up You Don't Know Me by Ray and Jack Jones. And that beginning, okay, it's the song is incredibly catchy, okay? But that beginning, that 20-second intro is, if you listen to that, man, over and over again, you're going to get sick of it. So what they did is they created a radio edit. You don't know me. Okay? And so, sorry, I can't find it right now. They created a radio edit where they got rid of that problem. And, you know, it's fantastic because when, you know, radio edits, think about it for 1 second, okay? When you're on the bus or when you're, you know, just casually listening to music, you don't want to hear every single part of songs. You know, like I'll catch myself often just skipping to the middle of a song just to hear the part I want to hear, kind of like a DJ. And yeah, I mean, when you go see a DJ, right, they don't play every part of the song, right? They just kind of skip to the good part, and you know, they skip the boring, like, why do you have to listen to this part, you know? And then they just skip to the good part, and that's what you want, right? So that's the purpose of radio edits. But, you know, you can create your songs in such a way that you don't even need a radio edit, because it's just, you already eliminated all of that extra blah blah, you know, that extra fluff, filler, like, you know, preset companies, you know, put a bunch of filler in their preset packs, just as garbage content that should never have come out. And, you know, you just got to get rid of that in your productions, you know, if you want people to listen to it over and over again. Yes. All right. I'm pretty happy with the result of this thing. Thanks for watching, everybody. Really appreciate your, you know, companion viewership, patronage. I don't know. Yeah. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. If you want to connect with me, for now, follow my Twitter. We'll see, you know, if they keep censoring us like that, censoring people on Twitter, maybe we'll have to go on another platform. But for now, this is where I go. Instagram too. I'll try to start posting on there a little bit. I think it depends on the person, because I personally, if I like a song so much, I can listen to it no matter how repetitive it is. Yeah, that's true. I have listened to very repetitive music, like Promises by Skrillex. Or that Kanye song with Skrillex. But yeah, thank you guys. I'll see you in the next stream. And keep producing music. Take care.